All right, welcome everybody. So this is going to be our first research project that I'm going to have you guys do. Remember how this works is according to the paper that we have, this is going to be worth 20 points. All right, so this is going to take about 20 minutes to do. It'll probably take more or less time depending upon how you do it. Now, one of the things with these research projects, okay, is please make sure you guys understand I want these done in complete sentences. All right, as you guys go through this, your grading, the grading scale is going to be set with a rubric. We're making sure if it's a full and complete sentences as you're writing through. Because what this is going to do is that I want you guys to take the time, because remember, this is the most, I would say, this is the most important class you're going to take in high school, where a lot of stuff, almost everything that we learn, you will use in the real world, depending on if you're in your personal life, your professional life, and you will want to make sure that you guys do the actual research related to it. Okay, so let's get started. So what we have here, according to NerdWallet, peer-to-peer payment systems, also known as P2P, or money transfer apps, allow users to send money from one person on their mobile devices through a linked bank account or card. They may be splitting bills with friends, and they make splitting bills with friends and family painless. And then so complete the activity below to learn more about the payment-to-payment plans. Now I use Venmo quite extensively. My children and I do, my sons, and I use it. My son has I pay for my oldest son's cell phone plan, because if I kick him off, it's like I would save $10, so it doesn't really matter because I have so many lines. But he bought a new phone and didn't want to buy it outright, even though he could, so he's financing it. So every month he has to send me $40, and he sends it through Venmo to pay for his lease on his phone. Okay, so one of my other sons pays for me pays his insurance, car insurance through me through Venmo. Okay, I know a lot of people use Zello, there's Google Cash, and we'll talk about that as well. All right, so first thing I want you to do is read how peer-to-peer payments work section of this Discovery article. Okay, so once again, you click on this article, ladies and gentlemen, and it will talk to you about how things go. All right, so this is Discovery, the Discover card, basically how they work and how everything goes through. It's a very simple thing to set up. One of the benefits are, a lot of benefits are that they're free, okay? One big key thing is that make sure as you guys go through this, that if you're gonna set up a peer-to-peer or payment-to-payment system, that it's free, okay? You should not have to pay for it. Now, I know going forward that some people are gonna have to start, depending on the amount of transactions you do. I've seen a public history where my son will pay, my youngest son, when him and his friends were out eating, he would pay for gas money, he'd pay for food. You guys need to read this and find out. So what you want to do is make sure there isn't right now, like Venmo I know doesn't pay for it. One of the things is that and this is one of the things that's a vernacular that's coming in. It's commonplace. Hey, I'll Venmo you. In the past, nobody would be like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but that's become a vernacular with you guys. Okay, so one of the things is that when you do this, please make sure that you understand that it should be free as it right now. Now there is security risks, okay? It says on here that they're secure. Read it, figure out. There is a low % right now for fraudulent victims. You read the article, go from there, all right? It's very short, nice and sweet. We'll go back here. All right, so what I want you guys to do would come back and say, how do you set up a P2P payment account? Well, simple enough, all right? You click in there and you start typing away on this complete sentences. Tell me exactly how you would do it. If you've done one before, great. How do you find a user to send them funds using a person-to-person payment app? Look that up. It should be in the article. If you don't know how that's done, set one up and try it, or get permission from your parents if you have to. Most of you in here are 17, almost 18. I don't think your parents would have a problem with it, but if they do, then go ahead and figure it out. But just to let you guys know, one of the ways that this one is how do you find a user to send them funds? Ask the user for what is your username. Some of you, I have contacts on my phone when I set up Venmo, and I allowed Venmo to view my contacts. And when you set one up, you put your phone number in. So a lot of my friends, I see they have Venmo accounts, which is great. So I'm able to send them money if I need to. All right, next thing here. The day before they go on sale, Beth forgets her money to buy season tickets to high school basketball games. Randall has extra cash in his wallet, pays for a ticket. How would this be useful to Beth in this scenario? Simple, right? But what this is doing is making sure you guys start to think and understand what peer-to-peer or payment-to-payment systems are. All right, so here they are. What are the different companies? Okay, there is a Magnify Money website. Pretty cool, which is why I like this resource. All right, it will actually, you go in here, ladies and gentlemen, and you start looking. All right, so they have the different adoptions here. And look, here are percentages that are based on. PayPal was one that was used a lot. It's used by older millennials and Gen Xers and boomers. Banks are still used. Venmo is kind of coming and going. Zelle, I know this is a proprietary thing. I've seen it with Wells Fargo. I've also seen, I believe Chase is starting to use that as well. But here are the categories as you go through. And this is based on Q3 of 2018 stats. So they could change. Okay, but read through this and find out the billions of dollars that are in transactions that are being used, okay? Like Venmo, $64 billion is going through Venmo. Zella, even though it was lower on the list, a lot of people use that. And same with bank transactions, which I'm fully aware of those. I know a lot of customer sites that do that. So top apps, here are what you can do, okay? So on here, it says here, it asks, have you used it? Yes or no? I know someone. I've heard of this. I've never. Simple, right? Answer these real quick, just so you make sure you guys know. Here is one of the ones now I want you to do is do some research. Okay? Use resources from the article above and the 3 apps that you want to do more research on. So what I want you guys to do, to be quite honest, is to pick your own. I don't care what you pick, but just pick something. Okay, I've used Venmo. I would be very interested actually to see how Apple Pay Cash works. Now I have Apple Pay, but I don't know if you can use that. I've never heard of going person to person. That might be something new. The only other one I would probably want to look into because of a bank situation would probably be Zella to see how that works, or even Pop Money. I would want to do that. I already know a lot about Square Cash app. I'm not a big fan of it because they charge a lot of fees. But that's one of the ones that's more popular with small businesses. Okay, so figure out. So what I want you guys to do is figure out 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. All right, find out the purpose. If you don't know what they are, here's all the information. Who you can pay, friends and family. Select online stores. PayPal. There's a lot of businesses that use PayPal because it's secure on the back end and it's guaranteed to have funds and there's less fraudulent charges. Fees, you would have it. So here's one thing that you guys need to know is 2.9%. Bing. All right, if you do a bank account on Venmo, there is no fee. But if you do a credit card, it's 3%. So when people say, well, how can something be free? It's because they get you on that aspect right there, okay? And then you go from there. There's Google Pay, Apple Cash. Like I've said, I've never heard of it, but I would actually be looking into this one just because I have Apple phones within it. So just know that you have it, okay, and then go from there, all right? So look it up. Figure it out yourself, do the research. And then the last little pieces here of what do you think, okay? Would you use them? Whoop, let me go back down here. 1, 2, 3. All right, little closing statements here. What do you think? Which of the apps of your research would you use and then which one? And compare your answer to number 5 with a partner. Now, this one on number 6, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to answer. So I'll find out who watched this video and who didn't because you can't do it with a partner. So please don't answer number 6, okay? So if I were to come up here and scratch this out, okay? No number 6. All right, 7. What top 3 criteria would you recommend someone use to evaluate an app? Okay, so for some of you in here, ladies and gentlemen, it's not going to be a matter of fees, don't really care, okay? But some of you in here, it might be convenience. Some of you in here, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to want to look at it and say, well, I need the convenience purposes because if it's with my bank, all right? Some of these apps are strictly for banks and nothing else. And then go from there. So top 3 criteria out of the things that you've seen. And then why do you think peer payment-to-payment apps have become so popular? Give me your opinion on it. There is no wrong answer. The only wrong answer is not doing it at all. So enjoy this. Do some research. Figure things out. This is what's important for me, for you guys to understand that when you read stuff in articles and new things, this is from Lending Tree, that you figure out on your own what's successful and what's not, okay? If you have any questions, come see me on the Wednesday when we will do, when I have office hours. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, if we're doing this in class and you can see me in person, please come see me as well. Good luck, and I look forward to seeing all your guys' work.